everybody, this is your boy Ricky. Before we get on to what I'm going to be talking about, if you've been liking my videos, which yesterday I was reacting about Sniper Wolf, and you've been liking my live streams where I've been playing a variety of games you've seen, if you've been liking my short videos and stuff, which I've seen here lately, it's slacking off, it's not getting like views like it did, and all that good stuff. And also on my live streams there's some videos that's got no views that I'm trying to get where people can watch that never seen them before. Then please do me one thing. Please hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on, ring the bell for more content, and share this with your friends and tell everybody you love them. Okay, here we go. This is what we're going to be talking about. Ren and Stimpy. Well, what can I say about that show? Oh, I know. I remember watching Ren and Stimpy when I was a kid, man. Back in the 90s. That shit was crazy, dude. Really crazy. And then later on in life, well, actually, as a little kid watching the show, there was cussing on there and disgusting things that should never be on a cartoon show. That's supposed to be for kids. And that was on Nickelodeon, bro. I haven't watched Nickelodeon in years, but still, I remember that. That show was just foul, man. Foul. No adults really wanted to let their kids watch the show. How ridiculous it was. I mean, you had Ren, the little chihuahua, okay? Then you had Stimpy, the red cat, okay? What was so crazy was Ren always found a way to say something disgusting on the show. Okay? Crazy. Stimpy was just known to be doing nasty, disgusting things. Okay? It had nudity on the show. I never could understand that part. Man. I remember watching the show. Then later on, after they stopped with the show, they canceled it because Nickelodeon actually allowed a naughty show on their programming, which got a lot of parents, in my opinion, to get their kids to stop watching Nickelodeon. Hey, they got SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay, I know a lot of people grew up around that. But you gotta understand that show is just as disgusting as Ren and Stimpy. Okay? And it is. But for some reason they kept that show on longer than they did Ren and Stimpy. If they kept SpongeBob on TV for this many years on Nickelodeon, you don't see a problem how disgusting that show is and nasty, and they say stuff on there they should be saying. And there's nudity on there sometimes. Why couldn't they keep Ren and Stimpy? That's something I don't understand. See, this is something I like to try to figure out though, is Nickelodeon is known to slap cartoon shows on there that's not really appropriate for kids. Okay? That's something I would never understand about that part. I mean, yes, on Cartoon Network, they got some shows on there that are not really appropriate for kids. But you gotta look at the ratings on that show. Like if it says TV PG, then that means some kids can watch it at some consent. content, but little kids can't. If it says like TVY7, then they can watch it, but if it's a little bit above, then no. See, the way I see it, I just don't understand how Nickelodeon is known to let shows like that on Nickelodeon, on their programming. Like, you watch Rugrats. Alright, look at Chucky, the boy with the glasses. Okay? Who does he remind you of? Let me know in the comments below. I'll tell you here in a few minutes who he reminds me of. Okay? That show, yeah, I grew up watching that back in the day, in the 90s. I was a kid. I didn't know there was a Cartoon Network then. But I did know about Cow and Chicken, so I guess technically I did. But yeah, anywho, Ren and Stimpy was wild, man. It was. That was the wildest show I ever did see. Believe me, there was naughty scenes on there that was way too out of line. So yeah, they managed to cancel that show. Don't get me wrong, Real Monsters wasn't the exactly good show either for little kids to watch on Nickelodeon. I'm gonna be honest and throw this out of the rim too. Neither was Cat and Dog on Nickelodeon. Heck, there was a bunch of those shows on Nickelodeon back in the day that wasn't really appropriate for kids. I'll say this out of the rim. There's some Cartoon Network shows that wasn't really appropriate for little kids. Like Grimm's Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Who didn't know that show wasn't appropriate? But the one thing that they got fixed on there is Grimm's Adventures of Billy and Mandy was like TV PG. So there's that. I mean, that's crazy, man. I just remember those days. Ren and Stimpy. SpongeBob SquarePants, which I don't even watch it anymore. Heck, I wouldn't even recommend even letting my kids watch that show. At all. I had to choose between Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Cartoon Network. I definitely wouldn't let my kids watch Disneyland. I'm sorry, it's just... that show is out of pocket too. Just as bad. They got some shows on Disneyland that's just as filthy. But if I had to choose which one for them to watch, my kids, one day whenever I have kids, it will have to be Cartoon Network. That's it. I will not allow them to watch something like, I will not allow them to be watching Nickelodeon or Disneyland. Sorry. It's just out of line right there. Nowadays, I think I would just like get them on YouTube, click on my Cartoon Network classics, and let them watch them. Because how they're doing on Cartoon Network nowadays, I don't know if that's appropriate for them to watch, so I just slap them on YouTube, put on the classic Cartoon Network shows, and let them go. But yeah, Ren and Stimpy's not a good show to watch on Nickelodeon. SpongeBob's not really appropriate for little kids to watch. At least on Cartoon Network, if the show is not really appropriate for a little kid, they do have a ratings on top of the screen to let you know what the ratings is. Okay? Nickelodeon, they put their shows on TVY7. And some of those, a lot of those Nickelodeon shows are not TVY7. TV14, maybe, but not TVY7. And you look at Disneyland, some of those shows are not really appropriate. I told you about, what was that one show? Doc Muffin? Yeah, that show's not appropriate. Not at all. There's cussing on there. But yeah, that's about all I want to talk about. Do check these shows out and stuff, because honestly, you might be amazed what shows are appropriate and which shows are not. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.